I cry asylum, why? Why did I have to leave? Why did they steal my soul away? Don't know who I've become, losing my childhood day by day. Asylum, asylum.
This is not a play. It is not a performance. It is a communication. We have enabled young people who have been through unspeakable traumas, many of whom are still in pain, to show us their experiences through drama, art, and music. We are deeply privileged to be allowed a glimpse into their lives, so let us remember that communication is a two-way process, and we must respond by empathizing and supporting these brave young people in achieving a better future.
As you watch our project, you might wonder why so many of our young people are laughing and joking about something which is really pretty serious. That's the way children are. Children who are traumatized don't go around crying all the time. They internalize their pain, because if they look their pain full in the face, they wouldn't be able to cope with it. They talk about their experiences like some kind of exciting story. And it's only when they reach the end of their journey and find they don't receive the help they expected, maybe they're disbelieved, that's when they become hopeless, and that's when depression sets in. So we work with these young people by helping them to express their stories through drama and through play, because a lot of them have never had the experience of play. So through play and through drama, we help them to turn their pain and suffering into laughter. So it's healing laughter that you're going to see as we help them get over their pain and we help them to become children again.
So why do children and young people have to leave their homes and countries? Wars devastate families and cultures, leaving children orphaned and dispossessed. Warring factions may forcibly recruit child soldiers, taking them from their homes and forcing them to fight and to die. Families are made to hand over their young boys, and typically children from age 7 are trained, and by 14 they are ready to be used as so-called suicide bombers. Some are even drugged and made to be human bombs.
As a little boy is 7 years old to 15, 16 is applied injury. Suicide.
My son Samiola was born in the year 1371, which I believe is 1992 in Western calendar. I remember it very well because it was the time when my husband became a Taliban commander, and then he would stay away from home for long periods. Samiola was a good boy and worked well at his studies. He was top of his class at the madrasa and learned to recite the Quran so well that he became the Hafiz al-Quran, which is the person who recites the Quran in the mosque. He was able to wear a special turban. It was a great honor. I was so proud of my son. My husband said that now he should go to another madrasa some distance away where he could continue his studies. How was I to know what that meant? 1 month later, he came home afraid, crying. He told me that his father had made his stay in a Taliban training school and he only learned how to fight and kill. Then 2 boys in his dormitory were made to wear explosive vests and they were told to walk towards the soldiers, and then they detonated their vests remotely. They were blown to pieces and killed. It could have been Samiola. At the Eid celebration, they let the boys go home for a few days. Samiola said, "Mama, I must say goodbye. I will not see you again." I said, "Why, Samiola?" Then he told me. We cried. I ran with him to my brother,
"Whatever it costs, it doesn't matter. Just take him to safety,"
who paid an agent to hide him in a lorry and take him to England. He will be safe there.
Just imagine you're a child and you go to school. Your expectation is that when you come home from school, your house and your family are still going to be there. So just imagine you come home and your house has been bombed. Your mother and father are lying dead on the floor and your brother's nowhere to be found. And someone grabs you from behind and throws you in the oven, where you scream and you scream until you pass out. And then the neighbours come and pull you out, but you have horrific burns all over your back. This is the sort of story we hear over and over again from teenage refugees. And this is what ends childhoods. So today we're going to make an agent.
The agent represents a passage to safety whilst being universally feared. They operate a powerful clandestine network, passing human beings from one to another as expendable commodities. We disempowered the agent by sculpting him from a basic human shape.
The agents have a terrifying face.
Terrifying face.
They say he has an evil face, a moustache. Families may sell everything they own to pay the agent to take their children to safety. Many fail to make it.
Obviously, a couple of mobiles.
Several mobile phones to communicate with the spider web of criminal colleagues.
Full of drugs.
Full of drugs.
They have a knife.
A knife.
Yes.
Always a knife. And guns.
And a stick. The things that you open the doors with.
A crowbar.
Yes, probably.
No, it's pocket.
He's one of the assistants.
At least 2 or 3 heavily armed assistants. One is always at the back to deal with stragglers, some of which disappear.
We were coming through the Turkey by walk, so you could see on the way a dead body on the floor, or the bones left from a corpse.
There's a guy at the top, and then he hands you over to somebody else, and then he hands you over. There's like subcontractors and stuff, and the guy right at the bottom is the guy who actually takes you through the mountains, and he was very, very cruel. He wouldn't let us have a break for even a minute. He would always keep us on our feet and say, "Come on, march on."
The boys show us how the journey begins as a moonlit walk on mountain tracks, where many fall and injure themselves. The drama is too much fun, and they all have a go. They stay for weeks in safe houses, and may be dragged from their beds by the agents to travel by night and hide by day. The boys' journeys are fraught with danger. They have to walk until they drop, and the agent will not wait for anyone. They are jammed in trucks and lorries, often in perilous positions. Many die, crushed by the axles, falling out from vehicles, frozen in refrigerated storage, suffocated by fumes in empty tankers, attacked by bandits, near starved by the agents, and resorting to eating grass en route. Everyone is kept closely herded together and under control. Stop and you are beaten. Ask questions and you are beaten. Cry and you are beaten.
I was the youngest one in the group. You have to be vigilant, you have to be really alert, because some people are not good.
They are beaten by the agents, who are ruthless rulers of their corrupt territory. Many are also sexually abused, and the youngest are most at risk. So they shave to encourage their beards to grow and try to make themselves look older.
They get abused on the way. You face different people on the way. You face different agents on the way. When I was crossing Turkey, we had an agent that was really nasty. This guy had this big massive stick like a baseball bat, and whoever was not moving fast enough, he was just hitting him like you can't even imagine.
Right, so we're squashed, yeah, and it's hot, and we can't breathe very much, and we're hungry, yeah. You feel sick?
No food.
No food?
Just water. Just water.
A little bit of bread maybe?
No bread.
No
No
bread?
bread.
Biscuit? Nothing?
No.
No? So how many days would you be in the lorry? Does the agent let you get out each day? Or you just stuck, maybe
no,
2
just
days?
that.
Yeah?
I don't know the 1 day, 2 days.
You don't know is outside is night or day. You don't know. Yeah.
And if you ask the agent, if you say, where are we? What do they say?
I don't know.
Just keep quiet.
Yeah. Keep quiet. Yeah, don't ask. Yeah? Okay, let's get a little tighter. Let's get a little tighter and see how it feels. Squash. Squash. How squashed was it in the lorry?
We reproduce their feelings of being crushed in a confined space. Disempowering their experiences through laughter and play helps relieve traumatic stress.
So maybe the people on top should squash us a bit so that we feel it.
Some people hate it.
Just a little gentle squash.
Some people.
Yeah, they can't stand it.
Yeah.
Fight.
The people come in different ways. They come under the lorry, they come on the lorry. So I heard this guy came under the lorry. So when the lorry came out of the port, he wanted to get off the lorry. The lorry was fast and he wasn't stopping. So the guy just decided to jump off on this fast motorway and got run over.
When we were trapped in a freezer, and there was another life-threatening occasion.
Childhood resilience and teenage bravado can hide a lot of pain. One obstacle is feared by all: the treacherous crossing of the sea in Turkey. The refugees are crammed into small overloaded boats and many drown.
After you cross the Turkey, you have to cross the sea, so the guy just drowned.
When Jamal fell overboard, he screamed for help, and the agent pulled a gun on his friends and told them to leave him. The agent had already been paid, so the safety of his charges is of no concern.
Come on, Layla.
The agents bring you in different kind of boats. There's the motor boats and ships and stuff. Sometimes they just break, or you just drown in the water. It's really hard to imagine those things.
If the police are near, the agent will throw someone overboard as a diversion.
Okay. Oh, slowly, we're going on. Hit a rock! We hit a rock! Who's going to
I am married and I live in Pakistan now. I used to have two brothers. Aminullah was the oldest and he was 15 when he disappeared. My mother asked him to go and get some water from the well, and he met Zainab, who was our neighbor's daughter. They were sitting talking and her cousin saw them holding hands and told her parents. Her brother came running out shouting and waving his gun. Aminullah jumped over the wall and ran off. We did not see him again. Zainab was dragged into their house to wait for her father to come home. Later he shot her and killed her. Matiullah was my little brother. He was only 13. We had to send him away because Zainab's family wanted to take revenge of our family. They thought we knew where Aminullah was hiding. Matiullah did not want to go. He cried and held onto my mother. My uncle took him to sit in the agent's car and told him to wait for us. They locked the doors and started to drive off. He screamed and banged on the windows, but the agent kept going. I think they took him to England.
Here they are at last. Having survived unspeakable loss at home, followed by arduous and life-threatening journeys of several months' duration, the goal is in sight: safety in a country holding out welcoming arms.
How old are you? 15. How old are you? How old are you?
Boys are confused and frustrated at having to prove their age and being disbelieved. Being abused by those they saw as saviours, they become depressed, angry, and can self-harm.
I really think that you're not telling us the truth, and we're going to mark you down as an adult. Okay, do you understand?
They released some anger in the drama and ended up turning the tables on their questioners.
In that case, why don't you take me to a doctor who can assess my age?
How did she arrive at this conclusion? She has declared you as an adult. Does she know how to make an age assessment? How can she do that? I don't understand this. Can you explain to me, where have you learned this? How to make an age assessment, and you have declared him as an adult? Please, I want to see your credentials. Why? Can I not see them? Have you not got any?
I think this is quite inappropriate. I think we better conclude this interview.
So they shouldn't really decide like they've done to me. They didn't even introduce social services to me. They just gave me an R card of 18 years old when I was 13. And then they just put me with adult person.
The authorities seem like a faceless barrier who fail to see them as individuals.
How old are you?
15.
How old are you?
15.
How old are you?
How old are you?
15. How old are you? How old are you?
Imran has been here 4 years and is now 17. He shares a flat with his new fiancée and studies while working part-time as an interpreter. He arrived when he was just 13, and although it is illegal to jail minors, he was detained and treated as an adult.
They took me to the police station. They asked me some question, my age, my details, what's your name and stuff. And they took me to this detention center, which was really, the walls are really high, and at the top of the wall there was electrical wires. And then I thought, what the hell, this is prison. And they took one by one in, and I went inside. The two officers was saying, you look a bit young.
We explored the attitudes and prejudice facing young asylum seekers as they try to make their way in their new country.
Hello, TV. I'm a reporter from Kitchener.
We gave them cameras and encouraged them to interview each other.
Yeah, you want to help me. I have to ask you why you you don't need to ask me why I come here.
Refugees may face prejudice and rejection in their new homes.
I said asylum seeker, and he said effing asylum seeker. He just muttered under his breath, he said effing asylum seeker.
They often face disbelief when they tell their tragic stories, many so horrific that we cannot reproduce them here. It is incredible that children can lose their whole families, become seriously injured, and spend 1 or 2 years travelling in life-threatening and abusive circumstances to reach safety.
Hi, my name is Khalid. I'm 28 years old, currently live in Portsmouth, and this is where I work. I came to this country at the age of 16, and I worked for 2 years, and after that I went to a college where I studied an ESOL course to learn English, and took some science subjects with it, and then went to study A-levels, and then from there onwards I went to study medicine in the University of Southampton, and I qualified as a doctor last year. I'm working in Portsmouth as a doctor.
Boys lack positive role models. Mentoring by those who have made it gives them hope.
I'm very proud of what I've done so far, and I feel great about it. At the time when I came here, there was obviously no one to tell us or guide us, and it was very difficult, but I managed. And now I'm a doctor.
Sometimes I just want to leave interpreting because I don't want to hear again all the stories and the situations I've been through. I just don't want to come back. But one thing makes me passionate about this job is interpreting, to help other people, really, because what happened to me, I don't want it to happen to any other people.
My long-term ambition is to be a doctor and hopefully set up a charity and provide medical care for people in Afghanistan.
Any form of musical expression was banned by the Taliban, and those who tried to maintain a creative tradition were warned, punished, and killed. Many Afghans would escape to Iran, where penalties were just as harsh. 14-year-old Mohammed was imprisoned for 18 months for playing the guitar.
Okay, come in.
We at Youth Support are helping these talented young people to heal their wounds through music, art and drama.
And most importantly, by teaching them how to play and allowing them to become children again.
what a child should do.